Okay, so hi, it's to be with you again. And what we're going to do this morning is what I call breakfast bars. I like these for the breakfast, but they're basically, I'm going to use raspberries, so they're raspberry bars, and they're very quick and simple. And you can use any fruit you want. You can use fresh or frozen. So it's all done just in a bowl. It's really quick this way. You don't have to use a Vitamix or a food processor or anything. And it starts with 2 bananas. So you mash your 2 bananas. So I started the process before the call, just so it wouldn't take so much time. But yeah, I just kind of get them into a nice puree. I always love that smell too. The smell of bananas. And then we use 8 dates. And you want to chop them or cut them. I find, for some reason, dealing with dates, I prefer to do it with scissors. So I cut them lengthwise twice, so they're down to 4 pieces now. And then I just trim them. And in they go. And I don't know why I find this method preferable to a cutting board with a knife, because I always used to do them that way. But I've just gotten in the habit of doing this, and I just like it better for some reason.
I like the idea. You don't have the cutting board to clean.
Well, that's true. Yeah, maybe that's my thing. I'm lazy.
Yeah. This, by the way, is so delicious. It's simple to make and yamola. You'll really enjoy it. I encourage you to try it.
So that's why we're doing it. I love baked goods, and Connie isn't as she doesn't like them as much. So when we find a baked good that she likes, that's why we share it with you. So that was a total of 8 dates that I put in there that are all chopped up. And then it's a 1/4 cup of either almond butter or peanut butter. You can use either one. I prefer almond butter. I just like the flavor of almonds more than peanuts, but you can go either way depending on what you like. And it's nice to give it variety. That's what I like too, is that you can make the same recipe and have it taste significantly different with just substituting one ingredient like that, where you're using peanut butter instead of almond butter. 1/4 cup of almond butter, 2 cups of rolled oats, and 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And when I was growing up, I always liked cinnamon, but I always thought, well, cinnamon's just there for the flavor, which it is, which is nice. But I did a little research on cinnamon, and it is amazing as a antioxidant. And when I think about it, a lot of the herbs and spices that have been prevalent in our culture, in all the dishes that seem to go around the world, how there are certain herbs and spices that seem to be very consistent in many different cultures. And when we read the nutritional benefit of these, it's amazing. Cinnamon is a really healthy food. And for me, it's just like adds to my desserts.
Well, another thing that you might want to share is that it's great for weight loss. They've proven that.
Well,
So, yeah, use cinnamon. Good.
I don't know that I eat that much cinnamon. Okay. Then it calls for a 1/4 cup of nuts. So we've got our favorite nut chopper from Lee Valley. Real quick and easy. And there's my nuts. Okay.
That is a great little chopper.
Yeah, again, see, we save having to clean that cutting board, don't we?
Yeah.
So we're anti-cutting board this morning. Little methods to not have to clean up so much. Okay, there's that and that. Put our 1/4 cup in. And then the last thing is the fruit. So like I said, you can use fresh or frozen. I leave it pretty frozen because I like it still chunky. Because when I mix all this in, In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to mix this. I'm going to mix this in first so I can just fold those in and they won't get all, what do you want to call it, mushed up. I like it not too mushy. I like my fruit to kind of be whole so I get that nice chunk of fruit. Okay, so I have mixed everything together, so it's pretty well mixed. So I'm just going to fold in the raspberries.
And these are frozen raspberries. Any frozen fruit will work, but the raspberries are great in it.
I'm partial to raspberries. I like that kind of tart flavor, but I also really like blueberries in baked goods. So these would be great with blueberries as well. You could do it with apple. Apple would be good with that.
Mango even. What about mango?
Absolutely. Yeah. Now the thing
Mango and strawberry sounds good to me, mixed together.
We'll do that next time. Yeah. Okay, so that's our breakfast bar. And I will just put it in a 8x8 baking dish. And I always line my baking dish with parchment paper because it makes it so easy to get them out. And then I don't have to, again, no cleaning. I don't have to clean the baking dish, you know, it doesn't have all that baked on food that then can be a little tricky to, well, it's just more work to clean up. You get that little spatula, get all this out.
Now, one thing I've really loved about these bars that he makes, he cuts them in small squares. So one bite, you get a good bite of the bar is often enough for me. And you don't have a whole bar to deal with a longer piece of food. So he cuts them. Do we have time to show them at the end of the call how you cut them or no?
We'll take them out, but I think we'll probably just let them cool.
Okay.
Because you want to let them cool a little bit before you cut them. Otherwise, they're still falling apart. That's been my experience.
That looks so great. I love this recipe because it's just whole food combined. Yeah. The whole oats and the nuts, break those up a little bit. The bananas mashed, the whole raspberry. The almond butter, of course, is a processed food.
Yeah, I think I've just got it now, so it's kind of even, so they break through. That looks pretty good.
When you're finished, tip it up so we can see.
Okay. All right. There it is.
Looks good, doesn't
There
it?
you go.
Yeah.
You toss it in my favorite baking supply.
So what temp and for how long?
375 for 30 minutes.
375 for 30 minutes. That's a pretty simple way to get a lovely treat or a good breakfast bar.